Hi everyone, welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about the App Promotion Summit which happened a few days ago in San Francisco. I got a chance to attend this conference which was completely different from what I'm used to attending, the regular iOS conferences. And like if you go through their page, you will realize that it is for app marketers, growth, and people who are into the revenue part and not into the development part of the app cycle. And the main idea was that you learn how to grow your app and scale and understand how you can do the AI enabled marketing, product growth, retention, and everything in between. And I attended some of the sessions, and the biggest thing that I realized at this conference was how out of place I felt. Like, as a developer who is a budding indie developer, got into indie recently, I just could not understand most of the things that most of the people were saying. And even though I tried my best to kind of mingle with the people there, they would ask me, "Oh, what's your app?" And I'll say, "It's a Mesh Gradient app." And "How is it doing?" I'm like, "I just launched it last week." And it felt weird, so I would just turn the conversation to them on asking about their app, and I got a lot of learnings from it. So let's go through each of the sessions and how the agenda was. This talk, even though it is about the App Promotion Summit, I would want to, not this talk, as in like this video, I will try to extend it much more than that, because right now I'm in Hong Kong. Like you can see the city, like I'm staying near the airport, and most of the places will open later on. It's 7 in the morning, so I just wanted to record this video. Keeping that apart, we started with registration and breakfast. It was some good hot coffee and pastries. I was too jet lagged at the morning as well, so I really enjoyed that. Then, the for me, the biggest and the most important talk was this opening address by Ariel, who is the CEO of AppFigures. It was about the state of app marketing in 2024. I'm not sure if all the talks are recorded. I do hope they are, but from what I remember, the this was about, as the name suggests, the state of app marketing, and there were so many insights on how subscription app works. One of the insights was that there are 49% of the subscriptions out there, like subscription based apps, and US, Canada, all of these are states or the countries that are very heavily subscription based. So there are people who want to buy your app. And he had two big numbers that he showed, or kind of trends, which was like, if your app, like, it is harder than ever to get downloads, but it is much easier to make money out of it. So it's like the biggest barrier right now is to get people to download. From there, it is a bit easier to get money from them based on the numbers. And that was something truly important as an indie developer, because getting people to download the app is, even if it's a free app, I felt like it would be easier. Like, you do not have to like do something, just download the app. But people do not download the app until they actually need it pretty bad. And there's the difference. If they need it versus they want it, they find it cool. Because I got a chance to talk to Ariel a lot during the conference. Our conversation started like, "Hey Ariel," and he was like, "Hey Rudrank, you have changed. Have you lost weight?" And I'm like, yes, I have. Thank you so much for the validation." Because the last time he met me was back in Deep Dish 2023, which was almost 1.3 years ago. So we talked a lot about the app state, and one thing he asked me, or like I asked about, I asked him, was this app that I have been working on called as Meshing, and it is for quickly creating mesh gradients. And when I asked him, and he was like, "Yeah, that's a cool app, but do people really want it?" And I'm like, do not talk to me like I did not say it out loud, but I was like, do not talk to me like that. And that made a bit of a difference. Like, I made this app because I found it cool. There were some people who loved the idea and bought the macOS app. I think it's a bigger market on macOS, but when they downloaded the app, I thought they would like it. And going with a subscription based model wasn't a good idea because I have like 15 subscriptions right now, if I'm not wrong, and most of them I have churned out because people would download the app, uh, get the gradient that they want, and then cancel the subscription. So retention. So I learned about the word retention now, and people want the app, but it's not like they're desperate for the app. So you have to build something that people are desperate for. I thought that if I go into a market where a lot of people are not building, so I have an advantage. And then when I was telling this to Ariel, then I realized that if the people are not going into the market because there is no market. And he said the next time you work on your app, be more strategic about it. Do not create an app for fun. Do your research work before you even write the first line of code, which means doing the ASO, going to the apps, downloading the competitors, what they are lacking, what you can focus on, and then go about building the app. And that's something I will keep in mind when I work on my second app. Not my second app, but the second app after the Shepperton hackathon. And those were very insightful informations. Just take a pause and try to make sure that you understand that well and how it applies to your app. And if you think what I said was wrong, or if you have a good counter argument, I would love to know that as well. Then the second one was the subscription value loop. This one was something I had already watched during the App Growth Annual by RevenueCat, so I did not attend this. I was trying to meet more people. Then there was a roundtable discussion. I missed it as well because I was busy talking to Ariel. User acquisitions, I missed this. Thinking different about ASO. I attended this talk and most of it went over my head. And the main idea was that you do not think of ASO the same way you think of SEO. It is an e-commerce, and the search engine is completely different. I really hope they put out all these talks online. 10 hotfixes for app marketers. I was sitting there, but Meta's broken algorithm is something I do not care about. How to use behavioral segmentation. I did not attend this. Gamification and behavioral. This was similar to the talk by App Growth Annual. They have already published all the videos, so you can have a look. AI Edge revolutionizing mobile app promotion. This was a talk where I felt like the people in the marketing world are kind of lagging behind. The way they ask ChatGPT, they do not have any idea about Claude. I don't know, I'm just thinking too much. Optimization, decision making. I did not attend this. Take your life cycle. Nope. There was some talks that I attended which were in the growth zone. This one, beyond human imagination, AI powered creative innovation. So the talk was more on creating videos that are completely AI driven. So the idea is that AI does your job on finding the topics and then creating videos on this and giving it out to you and putting into ads. And this was cool, pretty cool. Like, there are a lot of companies out there. Runa, forgetting the name. It's a pretty popular company when it comes to video generation. They have been doing into the ads, not ads, but like creating videos, and they also released a new API. So this is something I need to look into. Like, what I have realized, and this is something a lot of people I met at the conference attested as well, is that development is maybe 5 to 10% of the whole app life cycle. 90% is marketing, like getting your app out there. And it is kind of common knowledge that you need to market your app there. Like, how would you find product market fit if your app does not reach the market? Like, you need to put your app out there, build something cool, do not spend much time on it, get the first iteration out, get some good loyal users that would use your app, and then go from there, get the feedback, create an iterative loop, market the hell out of it and monetization, launching, building. I kind of did watch them, but now I should have recorded the video at that time itself. But I think this was it at the conference, and there was this one moment during the conference where it's too much information for this video, but the series of events that led to it, messaging my best friend was like, I really need a successful app on the App Store. And I do not know how to reach there. One of the things that I have been working on, or mostly thinking, like when I was in SF, I got a lot of time to walk and think and walk more and think. I would just put the AirPods on just so that people do not bump into me or talk to me. They don't, but still. That got me into this process of first impacting my own life versus going out and impacting others' life. So I thought, how can I streamline a lot of the processes in app development, especially as an individual developer who only has 24 hours. If I have to think about this scenario last year, I would think of having a team whom I can delegate the work to, but now we have so much of AI stuff out there, or AI agents that we can create, even no code agents, that not following this path is something I would regret in the medium term. So the idea is that I want to have a suite of AI agents that are working relentlessly for me, kind of a factory where I'm the factory owner. I call it RI Factory, which is Rudrank Intelligence. My sister laughed at that when I said that, but she will see one day. Rudrank Intelligence, the idea is that I will have a lot of AI workers that are working for me on different domains. One is finding the trendy topics on Reddit or different websites, find the keywords for me, or the other one is for helping me with the sponsorships, trying to see the different blogs out there and the sponsorships that they have. I have no way how to accomplish this, but that's the beauty of diving into an unknown world, right? I can just dive in, understand. I have not written a single line of Python before, maybe a few lines when I was learning the basics, and I got sucked into the indentation part, so I left it. But the thing is, I do not have to be an iOS developer anymore. I do not associate myself with being an iOS development career path and more of a skill. So I do not want to deep dive into the frameworks that are out there, because it's kind of repetitive and boring, and to feed my shiny object syndrome, Python or this new world of AI agents, it's something cool. So I am looking forward to it. One thing that that would definitely help me a lot, and maybe a lot of people as well, is like directly speaking into my phone. Usually what I do is that I would speak into my phone and create notes, and then take that notes into ChatGPT, and then ask it to write a blog post from it, and then edit it from there. This is for the non-technical ones. And what I want is that, because I have written almost 150-200 blog posts already, I can create a database out of it, and looking forward to have a RAG system where I can get the important information, the similarity search, what would help me write, get the gist of my writing tone, so that I do not have to. So what I do in my app is that I just speak out my notes, it creates a blog post out of it directly, and then hits the Ghost API. I use Ghost for my blogging provider, and then from there it is, and draft is ready for me to edit when I come back home. So that way I can go have a lot of walking and then speaking out in English as well. Like, what I have realized in this world or in this age is that English is really, really important, and especially when you're prompting, but even for spoken English it's a good thing. And that was one of the reasons I created a YouTube video every single day. That was one of the reasons. The second reason was because I wanted a lot of training data for training a voice over for my own voice, like creating a professional clone using 11 Labs, and then I can create podcasts. Like, if you have used the Notebook LM, which is phenomenal, I want something similar for my own blog post, and the possibilities are endless. I can just whip out a new podcast from a blog, and anything I want. I do not have to record videos like this anymore. That sounds harsh. But the main point is, I have a lot of things to explore, and let's say step by step. So this conference app promotion summit opened a new world for me to understand how people actually go about promoting their apps. So many vendors I had not heard about, and they were doing so much of promotion stuff. ASO everywhere, and that was, I felt like I was in a different world, man. Like, I'm too used to this iOS community. There's nothing wrong about it, but I'm too comfortable in this community, and going out of it made me a lot uncomfortable talking to people, because on one hand I felt the conversations that I was having was superficial, because they would just want to know if I'm their dedicated client or not, like if I am someone they can pitch something to, which felt bad. In the iOS world, it's usually ranting about Xcode or anything else, or like just simple little chats that are more fun. But then the app business, like the idea I'm into indie app business, it's not, because one of the reason is that, okay, I like building apps, but the second reason is I like money as well. I like money a lot, especially when I'm traveling. I'm in Hong Kong, and I can pay for most of the stuff without worrying about it twice. So I know how important money is to me, and to travel the world more, to go to Japan next or Korea, I need a lot of money. And to make more money, development is not helping. I have realized that I need to have a good idea, go to the user, market it. Development plays a very small part, especially now that we have so many AI stuff out there. Cursor, I've been writing a lot about Cursor, how easy it has made to make apps on the fly. And because there are people who do not know how to code and are using Cursor to build something, and I, with half a decade of experience, can use Cursor and take it to like another level. And I have so much of boilerplate code already from all of my apps that I can give it to Cursor and get a lot more done. So the main idea that remains, that I've realized after talking to a lot of developer, is how badly do you want it? How do you even want it or not? I understand I'm too privileged to say that because I have a lot of time in my hand, but then if you are spinning up your AI agents, that time part is kind of eliminated, because you can spin up 10 delegations, 20 agents, and get more work done. So time is it's getting easier. Like, so the next time I record a video, I hope I have something more on this AI agents part. And till then, I have a good day.